trying to remember why, hey, everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching Handmaid's Tale last night. Okay. You know Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
And I was rewatching season 3, and June, you know, she's got like a bullet hole in her stomach. She's all f***ed up. And she said something that hit me. She said, pain makes your world so small.
Yeah, I love that.
Pain makes the world feel so small.
Yeah.
She's like, my whole world is in this bed right now. Because it's all she cares about is healing.
Yeah.
And I watched that and I was like, that's so crazy, because it does feel that way. But when you're feeling good, you see the abundance of the world.
Yeah.
You're like, all these cities and people and everything.
Yeah.
So for you, you know, I would just say focus on making your world, you know, a little bigger. Okay, boys. So first off, I am going to post the full infield of this particular video that I uploaded last week. I'm going to post that full infield down below. So what you can do is you can watch this and then you can go check out that full version if this is the first clip of it that you're seeing. But what I really want to get across here to all of you guys who are actually going to go out and give Daygame a shot, or even Night Game, or just really go put yourself out there and try to get new women in your life, there's an incredibly important lesson here. So I isolated this clip from the full infield because this is just something that guys don't do. All right. Now, I just kind of start talking to her about how we watched Handmaid's Tale. I talked to her about this important lesson from it, which, by the way, bro, I swear to God, people think that just because there's like a chick main character, they think it's like a chick show. Bro, Handmaid's Tale is insanely lit. It's a great show. Couldn't recommend it more. Top 25 shows of all time. So anyway, I tell her about how I'm watching that show and a lesson that I learned. And I hog up the space. I'm looking at the clip now. It's over 45 seconds, right? I really captivate her. You can see that she's listening to me and I'm speaking, and I'm not ashamed to speak. And so many of you are operating within this parameter of, she has all the value. I'm just going to ask her questions about herself. I'm not going to tell her a whole lot about me. I'm just going to try to kind of keep this conversation going. And what this is doing when I'm speaking and taking up the space in that way, it's showing to her that I am worth being listened to. You should be listening to me. Yeah, I just met you. Yeah, I'm hitting on you right now. Yeah, I'm the one that initiated this whole thing, but my words hold value. And so I'm going to speak and really explain something to you that you need to listen to. And I know that so many of you guys are missing that. Where are you from? Oh, that sounds great. Where do you work? Oh, that sounds great. Do you hang out at da-da-da? That sounds great. Bop, 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 bop. Instead of making these broad statements, men of value will make these long statements. Imagine Joe Rogan, for example, and a fan meeting Joe Rogan, right? A fan just maybe like, wow, what's it like running the podcast, man? Like, let's say somebody gets a little meet and greet with Joe Rogan. What's it like running the podcast, man? And then do you go to do the UFC, and then do you do this? And then, like, where do you find the time to da-da-da-da-da? Interviewer. You're interviewing him. Versus The Rock meeting Joe Rogan, or somebody that's at his level. He's going to know that because his value is equal to Joe Rogan, that Rogan's going to want to hear his stories as well. And so they might be sitting there, and there might be periods where The Rock speaks for 5 minutes without Joe Rogan even interrupting or getting a word in, because their value is equal. I have also heard this described by Louis C.K. as the audacity to be heard, and that every great stand-up comedian must have the audacity to be heard. And what he's referring to is that in all of society, people tell you, like, you know, oh, don't be arrogant. Make sure to listen before you speak, and, you know, don't really be the tall poppy that gets cut, right? And Louis C.K. says that comedians have to have the audacity to be heard, where you think for some reason you have the audacity to believe that an entire room of people should sit in the dark in complete and utter silence while you are on a stage with a spotlight on you. And you're the only one allowed to speak in the entire room, and everybody should pay attention to you. That is an audacious act. But that is also an act of high value. That is an act of high value. I am speaking now. You are listening.